Alright, geometry, real world problems. When are we going to use this stuff in real life? Alright, when would we want to know the area of a rectangle? Well, when you're painting a wall, you're going to want to know the area of that wall so you know how much paint you need to buy that is going to cover that much area. Or if you're cutting a sheet pizza. If you're cutting that sheet pizza and you need a certain amount of people to eat from it or make a certain amount of slices, you can find the area of it and then figure out how big each of those slices needs to be before you cut it so everybody gets a fair share. Alright, when would we want to know the perimeter of a rectangle? Well, if you look along windows and doors and maybe the bottoms of your walls, you're going to see trim throughout your whole house. Well, to know how much trim you would need to put on there, you need to know the perimeter of that window to find the correct lengths of the trims to add. Or if you're going to put a fence in your yard, maybe to keep your dog in your yard, you need to know the outside edge or the perimeter of your yard to know how much fence that you need to get. Alright, so next we have the volume. When would you want to know the volume of something? Well, if you don't know how big of a box you need to ship something, you're going to want to know the volume of that box so that you know the volume of the area that you have that you can fill with gifts to send people. Or if you want to know how much water you need to put inside of your pool, if you're filling it up, you're going to need to figure out the volume of your pool so that you can put in the right amount of water. Alright, when would you want to know the surface area? Well, if you're wrapping a gift to use, you're going to want to know how much surface area that gift has so you can use the right amount of wrapping paper to wrap around each side of your gift so that none of your gift shows when you give it to somebody it is a surprise. Or if you're like me and you like to try to solve Rubik's Cubes, knowing the surface area lets you know how many cubes or how many spots you have left to solve before you can solve your Rubik's Cube. Alright, I hope that helped.